Hi guys, it's Kelly. Thank you so much for stopping by. For today's video, I'm going to be creating 2 cards, and none of which require any watercoloring skill, any coloring skill, any stamping skill, no skill whatsoever. So, super easy cards, and the products I'm going to be using are 4 sheets of Bristol cardstock. That's important because it has a coating on it. And I'm going to be using watercolor markers. My favorites are Tombows, and these I'm using 2 sets of 3 colors because I'm making 2 cards. And I'm using the Holtz Detailer water brush, my favorite, and a die set from Sizzix that has pierced holes in it. And I'm using, which I edited out on accident, a honeybee floral stamp. I forgot the name of it. I believe it's Beautiful or Beautiful You or something like that. So I'm pre-treated my cardstock with an anti-static powder tool from the rabbit hole, and I stamped my image with Versafine black Onyx pigment ink, and I used clear embossing powder on top, and I'm going to heat melt that until it's melted, and I'm going to repeat this process 4 times on those 4 sheets of Bristol that I showed earlier. Then here they are, all of them are here now. Now, in hindsight, I wish that I would have made the heart 1 size bigger, but that's okay. So I'm lining up the heart where I want to die cut it, and I'm going to die cut it on 2 different panels of cardstock. I'm bringing over my die cut machine, which is typically on the other side of the room, but I wanted to show you on camera how I did this. Oh, and by the way, this low tack tape is magnificent. I found it at Michael's in the watercoloring section. I highly recommend it. Anyway, so I'm gonna line this up where I want it in the center of my panel and die cut it out. I'm gonna die cut it twice. Out of the 4 panels, I'm only gonna die cut 2, and I'll show you why. Now there's a technique that's called the Eclipse technique. Now what that is when you die cut a area of your card and you prop it up and you color it. So it's spotlight or Eclipse technique. There's 2 different names. And you can do that with, you can die cut a few more hearts and prop it up underneath and make 4 cards from this. However, I just threw out my other 2 die cut panels on the top left, and I took the hearts and I wanted to make a continuous design. I didn't want to die cut underneath. I just wanted to take the extra 2 hearts and add them to the other 2 panels, like you see here. So what I'm going to do is just take, again, this is the easy part. It's just adding color to the images on the heart. And what's nice about Bristol is that you can go direct to paper and it will blend out. I don't know if you've ever tried watercoloring with a watercolor marker on other cardstock and you go direct to paper on it, and then when you try to blend it out, you still have that line, the original line, and it doesn't blend out and it doesn't look good. But with Bristol, it blends out beautifully. It really works nice. And you could also scribble off, add pigment to it, have it on the glass plate or whatever, and then pick it up with a water brush and put it on your panel. That's fine too. However, because it's Bristol and it has a coating, it really allows for the watercolor markers to blend just effortlessly. It's just super smooth. Anyway, that's why they call it super smooth cardstock. Anyway, so I'm just blending that out here, and then after I realized it was kind of light, I added some more color later on, but I'll show you that in a moment. So I'm just adding the purple, the teal, and the lime green for this 1 heart. And as you can see, it just, a little bit of water and it just blends wonderfully. These 2 products were meant to go together for sure. So for the second heart, hold on, I'm adding more color. Oh yeah, I scribbled off on my glass mat and I just picked up some more purple and added more color. And I didn't go direct to paper on the second round because the cardstock was still wet, and because if it's wet, it won't blend out properly. So this one, I'm really into cantaloupe lately, and like peach and that saltwater taffy color. It's like, I really love it, coral. So I wanted the second card panel to have that color theme in it. So I did a coral and like a scattered straw type of yellow, like a warm yellow, and like a minty green for the second, for this one. And again, the same thing. I just applied direct to paper and blended it out with the water brush. Super simple, no skill whatsoever. You will see, if you stick around for the photos at the end, they are more intense because I did add a wee bit of Copic markers after the cards were all put together, and I took, you know, I videoed it, but I added more Copic right before I took the pictures. So anyway, so here I'm going to apply a little bit more purple. I dried my heart before I did that because I didn't want it to not blend. So that's what I did, and I just blended that out. Again, I repeated the same exact process. And I added some to my glass media mat and picked it up there as well, just so it would be a little bit more smooth and wouldn't have that line. And you know, I really, really enjoy watercoloring, but I'm not very good at it. So this is a nice way to watercolor without any stress. So what I did now with my panels that are going to be on my main panel was I cut this one down 1/4 inch on each side because I wanted this to go onto a black card base and I wanted a black border. And the second panel, after I thought about it, I said, why didn't I do this first? I should have used, this is one of my favorite dies. It's an embossed edged die, and it gives a nice look to the panel. And I die cut that one. Then once that was done, before I added my heart, I wanted to stamp my sentiment. You could always add a die cut sentiment, but I wanted to stamp on my panel itself. So I did the same thing as I did. I prepped my cardstock. I stamped it with Versamark Onyx pigment ink, or Versafine. I keep saying Versamark, Versafine. And then I added clear embossing powder on top and heat melted that. And then I added some foam tape to the back of my hearts, and then I lined them up perfectly so it was continuous look. So it's all, I made sure did it nice and slow and made sure all the lines matched up perfectly, and it's propped up and it's pretty cool. So I added the Wink of Stella shimmer pen to the flowers. Now it's hard to see on camera, but in person the light really captures the shimmer and it really looks nice. It's very obvious in person. Now I used a Posca pen to add some white slash marks and some dots, just highlight marks on the flowers itself. Now at this point I didn't add the Copics, and I didn't film. I did that after I stopped filming, but you'll see here in the videos at the end. And I also want to add that I made 2 more of these cards using a Simon Says Stamp Beautiful Flowers stamp set. And because I wanted, I don't know, I like this style, and I wanted to make about 4 cards with this design. So that's what I did. And instead of making all 4 of the same stamp, I grabbed another stamp and I did 2 more of the exact same colors, exact same pattern and design and everything. Sentiment, everything's the same. You can see here where I added the Copics. It's more intense. Now the next card you'll see is well, not this one, but the next one will be the Simon Says Stamp one, and that's one of my favorite all-time stamps. Look how beautiful that stamp is. Isn't it amazing? It's great. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to leave a comment down below to be entered into my random comment giveaway. I'm destashing a lot of stuff, and I'm happy to have a giveaway and give some stuff away to a commenter. So thanks again, and take care.